Charlie's very impressed there with your trousers.
Yeah, it was a bad decision. It was a bad decision.
You went for the red trousers.
I did. I tried to blend in, and it didn't work out as well as I thought it was.
Something tells me it gave your co-presenters something to go with.
Yeah. We had a good time with that one.
Good,
a real good
that's
time.
The point. That's
now, guys,
the
often all the focus, not on the trousers, is on the Super Bowl itself. But actually, this is a huge weekend because it is the final of the two divisions, isn't it?
Yeah, tremendous games going on. We have Tom Brady, we got Drew Brees, we have the young guns, Patrick Mahomes, Jared Goff. Is going to be an outstanding weekend of football.
This is the young quarterbacks against the stars of the game, the established household names, if you like, isn't it?
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Changing of the guard, maybe.
Best offenses in the league, a lot of points to be scored. It's going to be exciting.
What do they win?
They just win a chance to go to the Super Bowl, which is a huge prize, by the way, in case you didn't know that.
What? I'll tell you this, there are some people who aren't into the Super Bowl. It may surprise you.
He's won twice.
So you need to appeal to those people who don't perhaps know as much.
No, the Super Bowl is just an outstanding event, huge. Everybody knows about it. It's massive.
What's it like to play out? Because it's one of those events around the world that is like no other, really, isn't it, in terms of the audience, the razzmatazz around it.
Yeah. Well,
when you're in it, in the thick of it.
Yeah, it's
give us a sense.
An amazing feeling, man. You know the entire United States, and you know a lot of countries around the world are watching. So it's a feeling of pressure, but it's also a feeling of wanting to perform for all those people. And it's when you go out there and actually win, there's nothing quite like it.
There's some political pressure surrounding it at the moment as well. We've got to talk about taking the knee and this the protest against. Or the protest Black Lives Matter, and which has caused a lot of controversy in the United States and around the world. Maroon 5, I think, is going to be the big act performing, and it's come under, the band's come under a lot of pressure as well. What's your view on this at the moment? Because there have been players that have been sidelined as well for taking the knee.
Yeah. Well, I think, as far as Maroon 5 is concerned, nobody knows what they've done. They might have been supporting the movement in other ways, and if they decided to continue to perform, even though a lot of people are saying that they shouldn't, you can't really fault them for that. So I think people have protested, people have showed their support for the movement in a bunch of different ways, and, maybe taking a knee or not performing at the Super Bowl. This is a huge thing for these bands, and so they might not want to miss out on this opportunity, and they might want to, support in a different way. We don't know. I think the movement should definitely be supported in whichever way you can, but there's no telling on what is the actual right way to do that.
You seem like such a kind of mellow, cool sort of fella. I'm trying to get a handle on the, just before the match, the game. You don't call it a match, the game.
Yeah.
What were you like in the dressing room? Were you one of the? Were you sort of in the? Were you headphones on, sort of in your bubble? Give me a picture. What's it like in there?
I got to be honest with you, Charlie. You wouldn't like me. You wouldn't have liked me back then. We wouldn't have been able to sit this close together.
So were you one of the really? You were in people's faces.
I was pretty intense, and you kind of looked like a quarterback, and so things wouldn't have ended well.
That means he's coming to get you.
Fast one.
That's like the Tom Brady, the guys who throw the football, and I was the guy who goes after.
So you take him down.
Yeah.
Well, that was going to lead me to my next question. For those people who don't know the sport well, you have on the pitch, you have kind of beasts, don't you? The giants of the game, and then you have sprinters who are kind of almost Olympic-style sprinters. That's one of the joys of American football, isn't it? These different body types you have out there.
Absolutely. Body types, skill sets. Like, O.C. was a big guy attacking the quarterback. I was a fast guy in the back, not trying to get dirty.
What, you were the little guy?
I was the little guy, little fast guy.
Seriously, stand up. Oh, OK.
Yeah, little guy.
You're normal sized. Yeah.
Normal size.
Normal size
just,
guy.
Regular guy.
It is. I mean, it is a terrific spectacle. We talked about the kind of interest it has around the world. Does it get bigger every year? I mean, does the Super Bowl just grow bigger and bigger?
Well, I don't know if it gets bigger every year. I think, the fact that we're out here promoting the game, I think we're going to bring in the English audience, and then we're going to start to go to different countries and bring in that audience. But as far as America, it is the biggest thing that there is, and it's been that way for a couple of years.
One or two rugby players are trying to make the leap. Now, who is it? There's a player at the moment who's just gone over there. Is it one of the Wasps, the winger?
Christian Wade.
Christian Wade, who's just gone out to try his hand.
It's an interesting comparison, because I remember filming with the Jacksonville Jaguars in London during the last Rugby World Cup. And the Jaguars were looking at the rugby game and saying, these guys are insane, because there's no padding, there's no protective gear, is there?
Yeah. No. I think rugby is like the vegan version of American football. That's just the way I feel about rugby. It's not a bad thing. Not a bad thing.
Seriously?
Yeah, it's just like this. It's a stripped down
version. Not as meaty.
It's not as aggressive and not as physical.
Rugby is not as aggressive.
No way.
Yet American footballers wear all the padding. And
we got to wear all that padding for a reason,
to protect your lovely self. Whereas our rugby players kind of are quite prepared to go in and, you know, tackle hard and feel the knocks without the padding?
I think when you have the padding on, it actually makes you want to hit harder.
Nah.
Interesting.
I suppose in a way, the comparisons, they're just very different sports, aren't they? Yeah, fundamentally.
But we've learned a lot from rugby. I mean, a lot of tackling techniques that are in the NFL now are from rugby. So both sports.
Safer, make it, safe tackles.
And one thing that the UK audience will now understand is VAR, because NFL, didn't it, pioneered VAR.
Video assistant referee.
Yeah, exactly. And there's been a lot of controversy about that here. What's your take on it? I mean, how important is it in the game?
It's really important. I think when you're in the heat of the moment and then you want the referee to make the actual correct decision every single time. So when you see sometimes people go out there and they make mistakes, it's a really tough thing to do. So the fact that you can now go watch the video and see if it's correct or not, I think it's a great thing.
Can you explain one thing for me? Nick Foles.
Yes.
Now, he threw the ball and caught the ball for a touchdown, and it's never been done before.
Right.
In my simple head, that doesn't really make sense. What's so remarkable about him as a character to watch out for?
Well, he threw the ball to another player and caught the ball. Most quarterbacks don't have that athletic ability to do both. They usually fall down in that kind of situation. So he was able to do that huge play, I mean, highlight reel play. And he's the kind of guy, his team gets totally behind him, a leader. Exciting player.
And RTOS, which of course is Red Trousers on Sofa, officially, I've just come up with that, officially outlawed.
Okay.
Is that right?
Yes,
Or
just because you said it.
Are you planning on going for it again?
No, I have to listen to people like you that understand. I follow.
You're
Clear.
taking sartorial advice from Charlie
That's it.
Shea.
Done.
Who's going to win the Super Bowl this year?
I'm going for New Orleans Saints.
Yeah, I'd have to say the same.
2 backing for the Saints then. Well, you can catch all the show with you guys tomorrow night. BBC One after match of the day.
Thank you so much.
Can't wait.
I think it's fair to say it's a fun show to watch.
Oh, it's brilliant. Yeah, absolutely. You
these
really
two.
bring it to life. Yeah.
I think you should join us on the Breakfast Sofa more than once a year.
Yeah.
I think, it just feels like that.
I'm all about that.
Come and talk about something else sometime.